everyone. I'm Emmy. I'm I've had several people approach me and talk to me about posting on YouTube my experiences, my knowledge, be that as much as it is, and just open up a forum about fibromyalgia, but not just fibro, rheumatoid arthritis and fibromyalgia, what is commonly called as the double whammy. That's what I have. And I'm sure there are a lot of you out there that have it, that have the two together. But even if you don't, if you just have rheumatoid arthritis or if you just have fibromyalgia, saying you just have is really kind of downplaying it, right? Because you know how wow, how life-changing it can be. So, because I've lived with it for quite a few years now, my friends and family have suggested that I go on YouTube, open up a forum so that others who maybe haven't been diagnosed but you have symptoms and you think maybe you might have it but you're not sure, or others who have recently been diagnosed and you just don't know what to do other than the medications that the doctor puts you on. You don't know how to manage it, how to go along with your life. And then what about the limitations on your body? What are you able to keep doing? What do you have to change? These are all questions that I've been asked over the years, and questions that I've asked, things that people want to know. So I'm going to try my best to, one, first and foremost, provide a forum so that any of you who want to can come on here, open up about your experiences, your feelings, not feel like you'll be judged or like you'll be told that you're crazy or that it's all in your head. And I know you've heard those things if you're deep in symptoms. Bear with me. This is a very emotional subject for me, and I am just coming out of a bad flare-up. So I've been, to say tired is minimizing what you feel. I've been exhausted, fatigued for the past couple of days. I had to push myself yesterday because I had my infusion treatment, and also I have a very dear friend who's in the hospital right now, not doing well at all. And so these are things that are weighing on me, that are wearing on my emotions and my feelings, not to mention my pain level. But we're going to go ahead. I put this off for a while now, and here recently at least attempted to do this the past 2 weeks off and on, and wasn't satisfied with the videos that I was able to capture. I was in the car when I thought about it and really had things to say, tried to record them, and yeah, none of that worked out so well. So I decided this morning, when I woke up at about 5:40 a.m., I decided that today was the day that I would go through my thoughts, try to jot things down, and try to see if we could get this rolling. Oh, and another thing. We have a tropical storm about to turn hurricane headed our way. I live in South Louisiana. That's where I am. So right now, is hurricane season. And this Tropical Storm Barry, which is expected to become a hurricane category 1 or 2, is expected to hit land either tomorrow during the day or tomorrow night. That means that we'll get the brunt of the wind and rain probably starting tonight, and then tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday. But more about that later. And one thing I do want to say about the storm is that the weather really does affect how you feel. At least it does me, and then other people that I've talked to who have fibromyalgia, they say it plays a really big part in their feelings. Okay. To this video today, I want to focus on, first of all, my experience, my personal experience with fibromyalgia. I want to talk about how I came about to be diagnosed, what led up to that diagnosis, and then also my feelings and emotions that I can remember during that. Okay, so we're gonna start right now. Let's go into my my experience. In 2003, I bought my home. Had been divorced for a few years. My daughter was in college. I had a really good job, decent paying job, a job that I really liked. I loved what I was doing. I had worked in the law office for several years and learned a lot. So I became a paralegal. Went to school, got my certificate. I became a paralegal. So in 2003, I kind of cleared up my credit just enough to, after being divorced, and then to kind of go ahead and be able to buy my home. When I bought the house, I didn't think I was an outside girl. I was country girl, but stayed on the inside mostly. I didn't like the outside except for the beach. Give me the beach and water and sand and I'm good. But when it comes to grass and, weeds and bushes, no. So I guess it's one of the downfalls of doing this on your phone. Have a camera that I plan to use, but it's just easier for me to do this on my phone the first go around. Sorry for the interruption. I don't know if you've heard that or noticed the ding, but anyway. Okay, so I bought my house, had a yard, not a huge yard, but a nice size yard, front yard. The backyard was mostly trees, not a lot of grass. I didn't have to worry about that a lot. Just one little patch over behind the bedroom window that I would cut. But my joy was my front yard. Straight shot in cutting the grass back and forth. And then I had flower beds right in front of the porch in the front. And I thought, I've always said I don't have a green thumb, but let's just see how I do. So got started in the yard, loved it, absolutely loved it. I did cut the grass for several years, did it all on my own, was very proud of it. I did my flower bed, my weeding, I did all that, and I absolutely loved it. on Saturdays, I would do my major house cleaning, right? I worked every day all week, and I had gotten a new job, um, about 4 or 5 years after I bought my house. So it required a lot more work, overtime, and working from home, and while still doing the 8 hours, at least a minimum of 8 hours at the job, at the office, and then bringing files home, coming home, doing work, going to court, those type things. I loved it, but it was a bit much, along with trying to keep up the house. Well, so on Saturdays, I did my major clean, and then during the week, I just tried to keep it clean as I went. It was just me. My daughter had gotten married by this time, so I lived in the house by myself. 3 bedroom, 2 bath home. Not a huge home, just enough for me. And when my family and friends visited, I had enough space to accommodate them all very well. So, great, right? Well, one weekend, I got started on my housework. Did my kitchen. When I say did my kitchen, I clean out my cabinets, wash all my dishes, wipe down all my countertops, wipe the lower cabinets really well because they get stained and stuff drops on them. I scrub my floors, mop, clean, bleach them, do all that. And then we'll come into the den. Now the den is, for me, it's a big size area. So I had tile flooring down at the time, ceramic tile. So I had to get all the dust bunnies, get all up under all the furniture. Generally, I would move furniture and I would scrub, because the grout and all that. I'd scrub the floors and dust down everything, and then I'd mop the floors really good, really well. Well, this particular Saturday, I had done the kitchen and I was in the den. And while I was cleaning the den, I just started aching. My arms, but mostly my legs. It was weird because I don't think I'd ever felt that feeling before, that aching in my bones of my legs, like my thighs mostly. And I felt so tired. I mean, like I was ready to just drop, and that I couldn't go a step farther, but I still had work to do in the den. Not to mention I hadn't cleaned my bathrooms. I hadn't done the hallway. It's like the guest bedrooms, they'd be okay, but my bathrooms, especially the guest bathroom and the hallway, that had to be done. It's like, well, how am I going to get this done? I'm like hurting like crazy. And so I pushed on to finish up the den, mopped the floor, got all the way back myself back to the kitchen so I wouldn't be outside and just go back through. Anyway, bagged myself up to the kitchen. The floor was dry there, and the den floor, I finished it and I was like, oh Lord, what is wrong? And my legs were hurting so bad. Just felt like deep down in my thighs, and I was exhausted. It was like, oh my God, I can't go another step. So I went in, I took a hot bath, and I soaked. And then trying to get out of the tub, I thought I was going to faint. That's just how weak and tired I felt. When I even think back up on it, it's like, how did I survive that? I don't even know. But anyway, I, made it out of the tub. I was able to rest. And, okay, Monday comes, I go to work, I'm good, right? A couple of weeks go by. I have another episode. This time I don't remember if I was outside working in the yard, and I think I was, and I had another episode. And then they started like if I was doing something, anything, cleaning up my house, working in the yard, I would just get exhausted. Just by the time I got started good, I couldn't go anymore. And I would hurt. I mean, my whole body would just hurt. And I'm like, I don't understand why I'm hurting so bad. Well, finally, it got to where it was interfering with me going to work, interfering with me at home because I couldn't do anything at home. When I went to work and I came home, I took a shower and I got in the bed. That's all I could manage. I couldn't do anything at home. I didn't cook. I didn't clean. My daughter would cook. And if I could, I'd pass by her house on my way home and stop, and she'd have food for me, and I'd pick it up, bring it home. That'd be my dinner if I could eat. If I couldn't stop by, she would bring it to me. And then she started coming over helping me clean because it's like I was, I was a fanatic about my house. I really had to keep it a certain way, and I was like, I just can't have it where it's nothing done because I never knew if somebody was coming over. I had an open door policy, and I like my friends to come and visit, and I just was like, I don't want to be like this. I hadn't dusted, and anyway, so finally, after months of this, I decided, make an appointment, go to the doctor, go see your doctor. I'm sorry for moving the camera so much, but I'm trying to get it like just right, and I know I'm not. I'm trying to get an angle. I don't look so old and fat. Anyway, okay, you will learn that about me if we start spending time together. All right. So flash forward to doctor's appointment. I tell him how much I'm hurting, and I have a great doctor at this point. He was, because the very first time I went to visit him, he was like, I'm pretty good about figuring things out, and so maybe together, you and I, we can figure out what's going on with you and get you straight. I'm like, cool, that sounds great to me, right? So I started telling him what's going on, and he does examination in his office, and he doesn't find nothing that suggests it could be this or that. So he has no ideas. Okay, that's cool. It's first visit. We're gonna keep rolling, and then he decides to send me because it started getting worse. Where my back was hurting. I mean, I was having pain in my side. My arms, you name it, it was going on with my body. Pain and the fatigue, just no energy at all. So he says, all right, we're going to send you to get some tests done. All right, we'll get the test done. Everyone comes back negative. They're all negative for everything we've looked for. Nothing. Okay, what's the next step? Next step, we're going to send you to a kidney specialist. Okay. Don't see why, but all right. I'm game for anything right now. So I go to the kidney specialist. She suggests that one of my kidneys is smaller than the other one, but other than that, didn't find anything. Well, then she proceeds to ask me about my life. Any changes recently? Well, I got divorced. I bought a house. My daughter got married. She's out of the house. I take your pick. So she tells me what her doctor told her when she was going through a divorce. and difficult times in her life. And she says that her doctor told her that stress can kill you. That's real. Stress is like really hard on the body, and it can really cause damage, and then eventually that damage can kill you. You've got to get stress under control and keep it under control. Okay. So you're saying stress is causing all this pain that I'm having, like when I try to clean up my house and stuff? And she says it's possible, possibly. But you don't really know. No, don't really know. Okay. So I'm like, that was a complete waste of time. So I'm like, whatever. So I go back home into my life, and I decide spending all that time, money, and effort trying to fool with doctors, that's a waste. Not gonna do that anymore. Just go back to doing what I do. Take vitamins,